Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mo here. Today is our day 2 of the $5,000 day trading account challenge, and today we are up $181.30, which is really good. So today is day 2, and we're gonna go over the stocks that we traded today. So the first stock I got my hands on was the SVRE. It's called Saver One. It had news that came out at 6:30. It had some global expansion with a German company, and the shares floated like 600,000. So it starts popping up at 6:30 just when the news is released, and it goes all the way from like 125 to 221. So almost a dollar a share. Now for 600,000 float stock, I would expect it to go a little bit higher. And even on our dailies, like we had space up till this high here. So I was expecting it to go up to like 250, but unfortunately it didn't. So I was waiting for the first pullback, and so we got the first candle, second, and then we started getting some volume here. And basically I was waiting for this kind of candle to form. The issue is like this went from like 223 all the way down to 183. So this was like a 40-cent drop, right? So I was just waiting for a better setup to form, like something that I can trade. And so basically I drew this line here, and this is like right around 190. So we had tons of sellers, like big share sellers at 190. So it was having a little bit of a hard time going up back up to 190. So it dips down all the way down to 166, touches the 9 exponential moving average, and right here in this candle, I said if it crosses VWAP and it crosses this 190 mark, I did end up buying, and I got in at 190, and I was hoping for a push up to 2. So it would be like it was 1,000 shares, and I was just looking to make $100, so that it goes up to 2 and breaks 2. But the thing is, it did end up breaking 2 a little bit later. But just right here, there was just tons of consolidation, and I just didn't have a lot of confidence in the stock for it to go up. So I ended up taking a 5-cent loss. So I actually ended up taking a $50 loss. So let's take a look at the trade here. So this is SVRE, and yeah, basically I was just waiting for it to break 190, first break the VWAP, and then so we had like 3 levels here. So we had 82 VWAP and then 90. So I'm like, if we can break all these 3 levels, I'm gonna buy, right? So right there, I got in at 190, and it just kept on rejecting, right? Like we have like some pretty big sellers. You can see right here, 191. We have a 19,800 share seller, and so what ended up happening was, yeah, it wasn't like it just didn't push up enough. Like it didn't push hard enough up to $2. And so I ended up taking a loss on it, sold my position at 185, took a 5-cent loss, and just right after I closed, it ended up going up to $2. It didn't break through $2 all the way up to 220 as I was expecting, but my stop loss was like around 201. So that's that. So yeah, I was down $55.24 on that one. So the next stock that we made the real money on was SNPX, which also popped up today. We made $236.53 on it, which is pretty good. So this one also had a news catalyst, and this one actually started popping up at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So he popped up at, yeah, right around 9 a.m. Eastern time. So 7 a.m. for me here. And so this came up with the news. It had the AI token treasury, like they're spending 100 million. So AI tokens are basically like linked to cryptocurrency, and in the previous week we've seen cryptocurrency news catalysts sort of like pump a little bit. So yeah, basically it popped up, and I was looking to get getting on the break of this red candle here, and it did break it, and it went up all the way up to 418 here, but it just rejected, like it rejected so hard. Um, I I just wanted to wait for it, right? So ended up taking 2 trades on this one, so we'll take a look at it now. So yeah, that was the previous one. So SNPX, so yeah, so we had this rejection here, and so I was a little bit hesitant with this, but I drew a little bit of a line here and just to see like what kind of resistance it has. So here we have the psychological resistance of $4, and then we have this line, and basically what I was looking for it to pop back up above this line and to break through $4. There we go. So once I broke $4, it reached straight up to 24.29, right? So basically what I was looking for here was it went up all the way up to 440, and I was just looking for a break through 440 or a break through 450, so around that area. So I was watching for it to break through 450, because if it can move from like $4 to 30, like if it can move 37 cents on each psychological resistance, like for example 450 is also one, right? So the moment I see something like a price above 450, I'm gonna buy, right? So that's exactly what I was looking for here. And then as you can see on the ask side here, the moment I see 40, 55, 67, and then boom, I'm a buyer, right? And basically I filled in at 466, which is not the best price, and I think I could have been faster. And basically, I was sort of just looking forward for it to go up to 475, so around that area. So there we go. That was a quick 10 cents. I think it was a little bit more than 10 cents because I ended up making $132.76. That was 1,000 shares. And so yeah, it popped up and I was able to capitalize on that. And then the second trade I took, so I took a total of 3 trades. So the second one, I was just waiting for it to pull back a little bit more. And this time I was waiting for it to pop back above 475, so up above $5. But it had some pretty heavy selling. But one thing I noticed here was we had a lot of price corrections around the 450 mark. So what I ended up doing was I intended to purchase it at 450, but it was holding above 460, so I ended up purchasing up there for breakthrough all the way up to 473, and 1,000 shares in. There we go. We're up $236 on the stock, right? So let's take a look at that again. So just like that, it was a little bit of a risky one, but I felt like it has news, right? It has, I think it can do it, right? And that's what makes you a good trader is basically being able to take those calculated decisions. All in all, those were the trades I took today, and yeah, we're up $181. So it's 236.53 minus the $55 loss, and the count is officially at $5,261.57. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to catching you guys on day 3 of the $5,000 day trading account challenge. Catch you later.